Good afternoon and welcome to McLeod Money Monday. This is the place we're going to learn how to destroy debt, secure savings, give generously, and live luxuriously. My name is Stephen McLeod and I'm here with my beautiful wife Heather.
Hi.
And today, before we dive into today's episode, Heather is going to remind you of the event that we have coming up.
Reminder, Tuesday, May 21st, Server Day. If you're planning to go out to eat somewhere in there, you've got that money in the budget. Also plan on budgeting a little bit extra for an extra generous tip because we just want to show people love and appreciation. So don't forget your servers on and around Tuesday, May 21st.
Awesome. I'm pretty excited about that. Now, last week we talked about career planning, how important it is for you to have a clear idea of what is it that I want to do to make money. What is that? Mm-hmm. And hopefully you've taken that into account and you've kind of looked at that, whether you're in high school or you might be my age, 30, or you might be older than me. If you haven't felt any type, if you have felt like maybe this isn't really what you were made to do, the job that you're in right now, then hopefully you looked at that. Now you might be super happy with your job and that's awesome. But here's what I want to do with today's episode is mainly going to be geared more towards those of you that are probably in high school, although it could be for some older people. Mm-hmm. It just depends on a lot of different things, but probably those of you that are in high school that are looking at what to do after high school, please pay attention to this. And if you are the parents of high school age children, please listen to this. I think this is going to be very beneficial. Because here's the thing, if you've done this, task that I told you last week and you've thought about, okay, what is it that I love? What am I good at? What are my top skills? And you've looked at that intersection to figure out, okay, what type of job could kind of take what I love and what I'm good at, and also that is marketable, mm-hmm. okay, that people actually pay you money for, and you've kind of got an idea, okay, this is what I think that I'm going to do. And you've looked at the people who are doing that, and you've talked with them, and you've got that, you've done the research, and you've figured out, okay, if I want to do this, what does it take? What do I need to know to be able to get there? And you might have discovered that, okay, there is going to be some post-secondary education involved. Mm-hmm. It might be like just going to, a four-year college. Maybe it's just going to a tech school. Who knows what it is, but you know that, okay, to get from here to this dream job, I'm going to have to go and pay for some type of education there. And what we want to do in this episode is to help you find the best way to pay for that so that this becomes a blessing for you. All right, not a curse.
And in McLeod Financial Coaching, we operate on the premise that you avoid debt.
Yes.
So in this, we're operating from the premise that loans are just not an option. So now that we've taken student loans completely off the table, what are we left with?
And for me personally, I was one that when I went in and I had got my mathematics degree and I decided I wanted to go into teaching, I figured, I need to get my master's degree. Now I'll be honest with you, I didn't go through these steps. Rewind like 10 years ago when I was in college. I wish I had done this. Okay, but I just thought, I think I need to get my master's degree because I got to keep on teaching. And now I'm aware of there were other routes I could have taken that could have got me, what I needed to get without going, back to school and take. Mm-hmm. And I took out the student loans because I was told that there was this teacher forgiveness program, and if I took out these loans, then they would pay it back. That sounded like a smart thing to do. And here was the problem with that. First of all, I took out much more money than I was supposed to, that I really needed to, just because they were going to give it to me. Like when I applied for the financial aid, they were like, well, this is what you qualify for, so I just took it. I was completely stupid with that. I just went out, took what I needed. I took out more than I needed and just thought, this program is going to pay it back. I was completely an idiot with it. Didn't really research it too much. I just, it was just so easy to just sign the paper, get the money, and go to school. And after that, after I graduated, and I started getting some letters saying, hey, congratulations for graduating. Now pay us back this money. Now, true, the teacher forgiveness program would pay that back, but I had to work at this public high school, a certain type of high school, for a certain number of years for me to get that forgiveness. So I had put myself in a bondage situation where I was stuck at this situation. I had to work at this type of school system. I had to do this number of years. And, fast forward to now, that's where I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this was a form of slavery. This is why the Bible says the borrower is slave to the lender. And if I had a choice and could do it all over again, I would have, just found a way to pay for cash, not take out the student loan. So I say all that to tell you this. I'm someone who have taken out student loans and just not a fan. It's the easy, it's the popular thing to do. It's what you hear so many people do. They just take out student loans. But this everything that we operate on with McLeod Financial Coaching is we believe that the best thing to do is to stay out of debt. We've seen so much evidence out there that for people who build wealth, they do it without relying on debt. We would never tell you to borrow money to invest money. We wouldn't do that. There's too much risk involved. And education's the same way. We would never tell you to borrow money to invest in your future, even though we think that investing in your career and getting that education is important. We do believe that.
We're teachers. We believe in education.
Yeah, we just don't believe that borrowing money is the way that you get there. So, if we're taking borrowing money off the table, that leads us to, well, how in the world do we pay for college? So what we're going to do is we're going to give you a few tips, a few ways that we think can help ease that burden.
Absolutely. And one of the biggest ways, for me anyways, is looking into scholarships and grants. My college education story is very different from Stephen's. I never took out any loans for my education. And I'm going to be honest with you, part of that was my parents. This was their gift to me. It was to help pay for my college. And I can say this because they would absolutely agree with this. I did a lot of work in there too. I got so many scholarships that they're part of the financial burden. I tried to minimize that as much as possible. I even remember a few semesters where my scholarship amounts exceeded what my tuition and fees were. And so there was like a refund check attached to that.
Wow.
But let me tell you, this is not something that I just happened to get these scholarships. It was just so easy. No, I remember working when I was a senior in high school, and that summer before college too, probably even when I was a junior, I started being aggressive about scholarships. I found this website that I cannot remember the name of that listed all these crazy scholarships. Like, y'all, I remember writing essays about like stinking toothpaste to try and get scholarships from Crest. And I think I even remember an essay about like a bunny rabbit or something like that, something about rabbits. But whatever you are, whatever you have, whether, I looked into scholarships for females because, hi, I'm a female. So what scholarships can I get just because of that? What scholarships can you get just because you are left-handed or have brown eyes or whatever weird category you can put yourself into? But let me tell you, it's going to be work. Getting good scholarships and grants, it's not just, easy. Like, yeah, there's the Hope Scholarship or Bright Futures if you're in Florida. There's those that are maybe a little bit more automatic, but it's not going to cover enough. So you're going to have to be aggressive, and you're going to have to work to get enough scholarship money to make it work for you.
And I don't know if this was the exact website because I'm not sure the one that you use, but I do know that one website out there is one called myscholarly.com. So you can go and check on that and see if you can find, some of the scholarships that are listed and get on that.
Yeah.
Now, here's the next thing I want to talk about. you need to shop around and find a good price for the school, okay? Too often people, they go to college and they pick college on the dumbest reasons ever, which is kind of ironic because education is all about using your brain. Yeah, a lot of people can't use their brain to get to the college that's going to educate them.
Unless you're on the football team that your school has should not be a consideration.
That's right. Don't go to a school based on, the sports. Don't go to the, sometimes people say, oh, this has such a great program and great program. That might be true, okay? But sometimes people, they get this idea that, oh, I've got to go to this school because they got the bestest of the best program. Really, at the end of the day, nobody cares when no one's going to ask you, oh, did you go to such and such school because it has such a good program? Listen, when I go to the doctor, I just, I never ask them where they went to school. Did you? You don't do that. You don't ask. No one cares. You get the job. So go to a school that is affordable. Do the research, okay? Yes, tuition is skyrocketing. I read a statistic the other day that said that tuition is like 3 times as much as it was 10 years ago. It surpassed the inflation rate. Crazy. Okay, but here's the thing. They're getting this data based on all schools, okay? And some schools are jacking up their prices faster than others. And the sad part is it's because people pay for it through student loans. Yes, school is expensive, but one of the reasons why it's expensive is because people are paying for it. They just keep taking out the student loans. This is basic economics, guys. If people are going to pay for it, then they're going to increase the price, and people keep paying for it. They're like, hey, people keep paying for it. Maybe if we charge a little bit more, will people keep paying for it? Yeah, they do. Let's bump it up more. Will people keep paying for it? Yeah, they do. And we complain. I hear people complain, man, school's so expensive. Well, we got to take out student loans. That's the only way that we can do it. Guys, we're feeding this beast that keeps getting bigger and bigger. So quit it. Go to a school that you can afford. There's some schools out there that have some, cheaper prices, and they give you good quality education. All right, so it's up to you to find out what it is. Find something that's local in your state. There should be no reason you go out of state unless you got a full ride scholarship. They're giving you the scholarships to go. Otherwise, there's no reason to go out of state. Stay in your state. Take into consideration, the housing, the food. See if you can minimize all that. The best thing to do is if you can find something in your own town. I would definitely go for that. All right, here's some other options. Work and save up. Okay, some people say, well, I can't get a job until I get my degree. Well, you can't get that job until you get your degree. But there are places out there that you can work. You can, deliver some pizzas, go mow people's grass.
I worked at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, babysit, find something. And here's something else I would encourage you to do. Find something that is not minimum wage. You can actually find and make some money that's not minimum wage without a college degree. It requires some creativity, but like for me, I tutored. And shoot, I can charge, a lot more than minimum wage for tutoring when I was in college. So you need to think about what is that stuff that you can do to make some money. Maybe you got to save up before you can get into that first semester. Save up for that first semester and then keep working. Maybe you can save up for another semester and you can keep funding it and do that. But yeah, go to work and find a way to do that, to pay for your college. You don't get into this false idea. And I've had this idea that, oh, well, I got to wait till I graduate before I can make money. So I can't do it. Work's not going to cut it. And here's something else stupid to think about. That, oh, I don't need to work while I'm in college because I'm going to spend all this time studying. That's funny. Yeah, that's not going to happen. And by the way, if you've got kids and they tell you that, Mom, I can't work while I'm in college. I'm just going to be spending all the time in the library. No. That's a lie, okay? Guys, the research shows that people who worked in college, they came out okay and they've got great jobs, okay? I mean, in fact, I'm sure, and I don't have this specific research, so, it's not just something I just have in this is my opinion, that I would guess that most people who did not work while in college probably not making as much money. I'm just thinking because that's what employers really want to see. Does this person have a work ethic? You go ahead and get that practice while you're in college. It's great. But I'm getting a little bit off track. Here's some other options. This one's pretty extreme, but there is the military. You join the military. Yep. You pretty much are giving up part of your life. So that one is a big one that you really need to think a lot before you get into that. But it is an option, and it will pay for your school. So you can think about that. Also, sometimes companies are willing to pay for your education. You just need to go out there and ask. Maybe you're looking at getting a veterinarian job or something like that. You can maybe talk to them and say, hey, I'm going to this school, and do y'all have any type of program that would help assist? They might not, but they might. So look into that. They might be able to help you out with that. So these are all a few things that we think could help make college a little bit more affordable. Look at this stuff before diving straight into student loans, okay, which is the easy way, okay, but really what you're doing is you're delaying the pain. It might be easy to sign the paper, but that money's still going to be there, and you're going to have to pay it back. And there's no guarantee that you're going to finish the college or finish the program, but there is a guarantee that the loans that you take out, they're going to want that money back. Okay, so try to find other ways to pay for college rather than student loan. Okay, we believe it's going to set you up for financial success in the long run.
Yes.
And just one last thing to wrap it up, really make sure that you're doing that career planning. Don't go into college, just having no idea and thinking, I'm just going to figure it out when I get there. Because I was that person who had no idea what I wanted to do. I changed my major 3 times. And guess how long it took me to get out of school? 6 years. No, 5 years. 5 years. I need to give myself a little bit of grace. 5 years. Heather, I'm going to brag on her for a little bit. She went into college knowing what she wanted to do in math education. Got out in 3 years. Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Don't play around.
Because she had the plan. She had the plan. And she probably spent much less money. And she had the scholarships, so she didn't really spend any money.
And I took advantage of AP classes in high school.
Yeah.
That was another huge thing that I did to save money.
But me, on the other hand, I just dove in there. The education, this college education, probably really liked me because I just was throwing money at them. But so don't do what I did. Have the plan, know what you're going to do. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us this episode of McLeod Money Monday. Please like and share this video and join us again for next week's episode.
Bye, guys.